Welcome to our series of films about the rice quality evaluation techniques used in the Australian rice breeding program by the cereal chemistry team at Yanco. As an important part of the breeding program, our major function is to assist the rice breeders to select and release new varieties of rice suitable for the Australian climate. Additionally, we perform industry-specific research. Our team is led by cereal chemist Dr. Prakash Oli and consists of Technical Officer Joe Pianca and Technical Assistant Leanne Johnston. We measure many quality parameters, and today I will be introducing you to one of the quality parameters we measure, whole grain yield. Whole grain yield is also known as head rice yield and is the measurement of how much whole white rice is obtained from clean paddy rice expressed as a percentage. Why is this important? Rice is sold as intact kernels to consumers. Broken grains are generally regarded as low value. Therefore, producing whole grain rice is critical to farmers who are paid according to whole grain yield of products supplied. There are several factors that affect whole grain yield. Among these, the most important is crack formation in the rice grain before milling. Hence, the Australian rice breeding program aims to release varieties that are least susceptible to environmental stresses causing crack formation in grain. In our breeding program, we assess the whole grain yield of about 7,000 samples per year to select for the best performing lines. Samples that come to the cereal chemistry team are prepared by the breeding team. They are dried to 14% or below, cleaned and labelled with individual barcodes. This makes it easier to track the samples through the quality evaluation process and minimises any transcription errors. The samples are then stored in a tempering room, which is maintained at constant temperature and humidity. The samples are stored there for at least a week. This allows the grain to stabilise. After tempering, the samples are brought to the mill room to determine whole grain yield. The first step of the process is to remove the outermost layer of the rice grain, commonly called husk or hull. This is called dehulling and produces brown rice. For dehulling, we take a 150 gram subsample and put it through the dehuller machine. The paddy falls through a spinning paddle that rubs the hull from the rest of the grain. The hull is then blown away and discarded, whereas the brown rice is collected. We record the weight of the brown rice produced. We also take note of any defects present in the brown rice, such as green, immature, or damaged grains. The second step in the determination of whole grain yield is called milling or polishing. We take the brown rice sample produced from the dehuller and mill it for a predetermined time. During the milling process, the bran from brown rice is abraded from the grain. The bran is discarded and the white rice collected. Again, we record any observations about the physical rice produced. The final step in the process is to separate the broken rice. We do this by using a piece of equipment called an indent cylinder, and therefore this process is referred to as indenting. After a set time of indenting, the operator collects the separated brokens and whole grains and records the weight of each. The brokens are then discarded whilst the whole grains are retained for further analysis in the quality evaluation program. The whole grain weight is then used to determine the final whole grain yield. The cereal chemistry team spends almost 3 months each year to determine the whole grain yield of Yanco rice breeding lines. It is a vital measurement in the Australian rice breeding program, and it is critical to the farmer, manufacturer and consumer to produce a high-quality variety suited to the Australian conditions and farming practices. I hope you enjoyed this video. There will be others in the series to explore. Thank you for joining me. Until next time, bye from the Cereal Rice Chemistry team.